Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Transformation UK, or if you're here for the first time, welcome to Life Transformation UK. My name is Ben and it is my mission with this channel to help you achieve your freedom through confidence. Today I want to share with you how I became confident in my life, and I want to share with you 4 simple tips that you can start using today to move forward and start to create more confidence in your life as well. So if you're excited to learn more about how you can become confident in your life, then make sure you watch this video all the way to the end to get the most from it. If you find this content useful, then make sure to leave a like on the video because it really helps to support the channel. It really helps with the channel growth, and also to let me know whether or not I'm doing a good job as a content creator. So make sure that you do leave a like down below if you do enjoy this content. So I struggled with my confidence for most of my life. I had pretty much every insecurity under the sun. I had a lot of issues with anxiety, especially social anxiety, and it really put a damper on my early life, especially during my teenage years and early adult years, as a lack of confidence will tend to do. And I imagine that since you are watching this video, you will know how awful it can be to have a complete lack of confidence in your life and in yourself. But the good news is that self-confidence is something that can be attained as long as you are willing to work for it. So these are the 4 things that I did and that you can start doing to overcome any confidence issues and really start to live with confidence in your life. Okay, so the very first thing that I had to do in order to start to learn the skill of confidence was to accept myself as I am. Now, I was a massive perfectionist. I was an over-analyzer, and I really struggled with the fact that there just was not a simple formula for how to do things and how to become things in life. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to know the perfect way to respond to any situation and how to almost hack life so that I always had the perfect answer for everything that was going on. And that led to a lot of issues with insecurity and anxiety and a whole lot more, because I had this perfectionist outlook on life and I didn't think of myself as good enough, and I wouldn't think of myself as good enough until I had all of the answers, until I had become all that I could be. So the first thing that I had to do in order to start building up my confidence was start to learn to accept that there were some things in my life that were simply true. One of those things was that I was not nearly as smart as I wanted to believe that I was, and that's something that I have come to terms with over the last few years. I'm somebody with perfectly average intelligence, which is absolutely fine, and I love that about me now. I had to accept that I was never going to be as good looking as the people on television or the people in the movies, because I look the way that I look, and no amount of positive thinking or plastic surgery is going to make me look like Leonardo DiCaprio. So I had to learn to move past that and accept the way that I looked. I had to accept that things had happened in my past and that I grew up in a certain way and that I thought the way that I did and that I did things the way that I did them. I had to just accept that who I was an imperfect human being, just like everyone else, and that was absolutely okay. I started to cultivate this skill of self-compassion, which is something that I highly recommend that you start to teach yourself, because I had to learn from scratch that it is okay to be normal, it's okay to be average, it's okay to not have everything, it's okay to not be everything, and it is okay to not be perfect. I am who I am, you are who you are, and in order to move forward and start to live with more confidence, that is something that has to be accepted. Now, moving into step 2, just because you are the way that you are right now doesn't mean that you can't change as long as you're not striving for perfectionism. So the next thing that I started to do was I created a vision for my life. I decided what I wanted to do, and this took a lot of time trying to figure out exactly what I believed my purpose was, what I could bring to the world. But once I really sat down and thought about what I wanted to do, which is precisely what I'm doing now, helping people with confidence and self-esteem issues and more general self-improvement areas, that gave me a lot of what I needed to start to find my confidence. I am in my most confident place when I'm helping people. That's kind of like my flow state, if you will. When I'm helping people, when I'm making these videos, when I'm coaching, when I'm training, when I'm doing anything like that, I am 100% in my zone. Or maybe not 100%, that's a bit of a misnomer. Like 95% in the zone. Drop out of it every now and then. Insecurities and negative automatic thoughts, they happen, and that's okay. With that life vision, with starting to understand what I believe my purpose to be and starting to work towards that, I was beginning to develop more and more confidence about who I was as a person. First thing, I had to accept myself, and then I could start to move towards what it was that I actually wanted in life. Now, the next thing that I started doing was putting myself in uncomfortable situations and learning how to deal with that. I very much wanted to be the kind of person that would do public speaking and things like that. Back then, I wanted to be a motivational speaker one day, before I realised that that's just not the path that I want to go down. It doesn't actually seem all that fun or useful to the majority of people, so I kind of got away from that track eventually, but I wanted to learn how to speak in front of crowds, so I was a student ambassador at my university, and I would take over the bits where I was talking about what was going on at the university, what were the kind of social aspects, what you could expect at life at university to kind of 15 to 18-year-olds that were coming in to do university campus tours. So that was a really useful thing for me to start to do, but it was really, really uncomfortable first because I didn't know the material all that well. I was only in my second year of university, so there was still a little bit of insecurity about, well, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I've only been here for a year, but I just had to get on with it. I was in front of 100 to 200 students every couple of weeks, and I just had to talk about the university, and I really had to get over that initial anxiety. I did the exact same thing with becoming a course representative for my degree. So I would stand up in front of the entire class every few weeks, get them to talk to me about what the problems were, what feedback they have, and then I would take it to the psychology board and deliver that information to them. And that was something that also really helped me. And I just started putting myself in more of these uncomfortable situations. And over time, I was able to develop more and more confidence in public speaking, in dealing with people, and a bunch of other skills that I still have to this day and that I can still call upon when I need to. So I would highly recommend that you start putting yourself in situations that aren't necessarily comfortable. I did an entire video on how to escape your comfort zone a few weeks ago, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I have it pop up in the banner above my head as well, so make sure that you check out that video for how to escape your comfort zone and build your confidence in that way. Now, the final thing that I did to start to develop more confidence in my life is something that I'm actually still doing to this day, and as far as I know, it's something that I will continue doing for the rest of my life, and that is working on myself. I work on myself as a person every single day, whether that is through learning more or working out or going to the gym or going for a run or eating healthy, meditating, writing in a journal, creating content like this, whatever it is, I always make sure that I'm doing something to work on myself every single day. And I do this knowing that I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be the best in the world at most things. At kind of best case scenario, I might be the best in the world at one thing one day. I don't know what that thing is going to be, but that could happen, but I'm not going to be the best at everything. It's just not going to happen. I'll never be the strongest, never be the fastest, I'll never be the best looking, I'll never be the smartest. Again, This all came as part of me learning how to accept myself, but I started to understand that I could always continue to work on myself and get a little bit better than I was yesterday. If you go and watch the videos that I created at the beginning of this channel, they're not great. The ones that I create now, they are still not great, but they're getting better. Every single video, at least I believe they're getting better. You can let me know in the comments below if you think the videos are getting better compared to my first few, where the music was definitely too loud and I was speaking way too shallow. But it is what it is, and I continue to work on myself day after day. And it's through this process that I've been able to develop the confidence that I have now. And it is through the same process that I am sure you will be able to start to develop more confidence in your life starting from today if you start to put these things into practice. Learn how to accept who you are, set yourself a life vision and start to work towards it. Even if it is something that you change in the future, that's okay. But as long as you're working towards something, your confidence in yourself will start to grow. Start putting yourself in more uncomfortable situations and always be working on yourself. Never to be perfect, but always to be a little bit better until you know that where you're at is enough. It's enough for you. Not enough for anyone else, but when it's enough for you, then you don't need to move any further, because that is also self-acceptance. So I hope you have found this video useful. If you have done, please make sure to leave a like on the video, because it really helps to support the channel and it helps with the channel growth and to let me know if I'm doing a good job as a content creator. If you are new to the channel and you like this kind of content, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button with the notifications on so that you get notified whenever I create a new video, or at least whenever I publish a new video. I put out 3 videos every week. The first one is on self-esteem on Mondays, Wednesdays is self-confidence, and then Fridays is more general self-improvement. So if you're interested in any of that kind of content, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. But thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I look forward to having you back on Life Transformation UK very soon.